Hello students. Welcome to our first video on A Letter to God by G.L. Fuentes, a beautiful story from your CBSE 10th grade English curriculum. Today, we're diving into part 1, where we'll explore the setting, meet Lencho, and understand his unshakable faith. Ready? Let's get started. Picture this. A single house sits on a low hill in a vast valley. Below there's a river and fields of ripe corn, dotted with flowers that promise a good harvest. This is where our story begins. The main character, Lencho, is a hard-working farmer who knows his fields like the back of his hand. Can you imagine living in such a peaceful, isolated place? What would it feel like to depend entirely on nature for your livelihood? The story opens with Lencho watching the sky, waiting for rain. His crops need a good downpour to thrive. He says to his wife, "Now we're really going to get some water, woman." His wife replies, "Yes, God willing." Notice that phrase, God willing. It hints at the theme of faith that runs through this story. What do you think faith means to a farmer like Lencho? Soon, big drops of rain begin to fall, and Lencho is thrilled. He compares the raindrops to coins. Big drops are 10-cent pieces, little ones are 5s. This metaphor shows how rain is as valuable as money for a farmer. Why do you think Lencho sees rain this way? Pause the video and jot down your thoughts. But the joy doesn't last. A strong wind blows, and hailstones, small balls of ice, start pounding the valley. For an hour, the hail destroys everything: the corn, the trees, the flowers. The field looks like it's covered in salt. Lencho's heart sinks. He tells his sons, "A plague of locusts would have left more than this." Imagine losing everything you've worked for in just 1 hour. How would you feel? That night, Lencho and his family are devastated. They'll have no corn this year, and hunger looms. But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. Despite this tragedy, Lencho has a single hope: help from God. The text says, all through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope: the help of God, whose eyes see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. This line shows Lencho's unquestioning faith. He believes God sees his heart and will help. The next Sunday, Lencho, who's described as an ox of a man for his hard work, does something extraordinary. He writes a letter to God, asking for 100 pesos to sow his fields again and survive until the next harvest. He addresses the envelope simply, "To God," puts a stamp on it, and mails it at the post office. Pause and think, if you were in Lencho's shoes, would you write a letter to God? Why or why not? Let's reflect on Lencho's character. The story describes him as naive but faithful. His belief in God is so strong that he doesn't hesitate to ask for help directly. This sets up the big question: will God answer his letter? What do you think will happen next? We'll find out in part 2. Before we wrap up, here's a quick activity. In the story, Lencho uses metaphors like raindrops as coins and hailstones as new silver coins. In the comments, share one metaphor from your life. Maybe something you value as much as Lencho values rain. Also, try answering this. Why did Lencho compare rain to coins? We'll discuss it in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for part 2.